Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Hokies, smokes. I haven't done a whole lot because I have really come to an understanding that when I say I have 70 spoons on a good day, and then I have less on other times, I really have been giving myself too many spoons. When I'm at like 70, that might be closer to 60 or 50. So when I'm not doing good, I got a whole lot less spoons, and I gotta stop beating myself up, because yesterday I had a whole lot of those same sleeping issues. So part of it, less spoons, part of it could still be meds, because that Losartan was giving me this reaction, except at a different time. And so I adjusted when I take it at night because of the effect during the next day. And then that effect had gone away, but it seems to have come back, except I'm feeling okay now, aside from here's my speech, but that could also just be the gabapentin. Yay. So, yay. Plus, look at this. This was so annoying, and yet mysterious at the same time. I use one of those curtain rod type things where you push it tight, and then you gotta screw it to make it stick. But to stick, when you turn it, it pushes outward so that it gets really tight when it's pushing. And so when it gets up there, it's not gonna move anywhere. And there is a door on one side, and there is a door frame on the other. And I had it so it would not move. It was like, because it was stuck and caught. And then yesterday, I was just doing something, just standing right here. And the whole thing just went plonk and fell. Nothing had been moving. The door couldn't have moved any further back because this handle was against the frame. So the door couldn't have moved any further inward. And the frame, they're not going anywhere. So, and when I picked up the curtain thing, the rod, it didn't fit up there. So I have no ideas why the rod with the curtain on it just suddenly went kerplonk. So I got the curtain over in the laundry thing. I gotta do laundry today, tonight, tomorrow, really soon, but it's not imperative. But I do it once a week. So I don't know what happened. And then this is a tale of, I have been broken up emotionally about this over something that means nothing. And I told you, I believe yesterday, about the Demons and Dungeoneers game books and how things had gone behind a paywall with Patreon, and thus with my neurodivergence, when that happens, my interest in anything just goes click and turns off. So, I mean, it's not a conscious choice. It's something that happened when I was young, that as I've become older, and, you know, we have neuroplasticity, but this is one of those deep baked in everything on my personality is set on that as a foundation sort of thing. If there's, I mean, not specifically, oh, look, there's something behind a Patreon paywall. No, I like to collect things. And if there is something that I cannot get, for whatever reason, if it is forever out of reach, I don't care about the product. And it's, again, not a conscious thing. If there is no chance that I could ever get a thing to complete something, my interest vanishes. And in my situation and such, I can't really afford to go on with an ongoing monthly subscription to get stuff. So I had lost my interest. And then there was an update. They changed their mind. The person who does all the writing on these things. They're actually going to be moving to their own website. They're going off of Facebook because while there's lots of networking and marketing you can do on Facebook, it's also a time sink. So he's transitioning away from Facebook and he's going to his own website, because Patreon offered a lot of features, but this other website he's moving to offers a few more. Now, the thing that's a bother is they explained why just selling off DriveThruRPG is not a good idea, and they deleted all of their content off of DriveThruRPG. Now, the thing that bothers me is, as a parallel, on YouTube, there is a group, The Watcher, a YouTube channel. They've recently moved off-site, and they're going to be doing all their stuff paywalled. And everybody has said that is an intensely bad idea. One of the reasons is it takes another step to go to their site. It's that extra step added on. And this here, I discovered the Demons and Dungeoneers books through DriveThruRPG. If they hadn't been on DriveThruRPG, I never would have discovered them. So now that they're gone, if I had gone there now, I would never know about them. I would never purchased any products because they're on another website, not here. And the other thing is, while the books were there, and because of my video on it, he discovered that there was an error in one of their books, fixed it, uploaded it, things were good. They've deleted all their stuff from DriveThruRPG now. What does that do to DriveThruRPG support? Where is his incentive now to continue to upload the proper copy to all of us on DriveThruRPG? Because it's not going to make him any money over there. And it's a little extra effort. And you might say, oh, it's only just 5 minutes to make sure everyone gets that stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's only 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is easy to go, hey, it's only 5 minutes. And then you don't do it anymore. Where is his incentive to provide support for any of the people that are on DriveThruRPG instead of the site? And then, of course, it was some, oh God, again. God, I love having ADHD. Moving that, yes. With the lack of support going, hey, there's no support. And one of the possible answers is, no, of course there's support. I support all of my books. Just repurchase them on my site. You'll get all the support. I'm not incredibly thrilled. And I've been, as stated at the beginning of this, emotionally devastated because I've been in contact with this person, so they're not just a nameless nobody. I've been in email contact, I've been in contact on Facebook, I've done the playbooks, gamebook stuff, and they have been in contact with me because of that stuff, and we've exchanged emails that way. So it has really been bugging me, because when it went to the Patreon, it was interest turned off entirely. Going to this website stuff hasn't turned off my interest. It has soured me on the author and the game books entirely. Had I known this was going to happen, I never would have purchased any of the books off DriveThruRPG, and especially the last one that I did the last game book on. I feel outright 100% deceived into purchasing it, with them knowing that it was just going to go away with no support, and yet no mention. And that was one of the big things that I sent off, saying first, of course, up at the top of the email, I'm an internet nobody. My opinion means nothing. But just at the bottom going, I know that you intended, I hope that you intended this to better serve you. And I hope it does that, because I don't think they meant to do anything that came across to me the way it did. I don't think they meant that, but it was just, I let them know going to another website is a step I can't do. And the thing is, unless you've got daily content, there's no reason to go to your website, because if you only put something up sporadically, why go there? And I'm the type of person, and I know there's a lot of people that are out of sight, out of mind, so once they don't go to your site for 2 or 3 days, then that becomes a week, which becomes a couple of weeks, which becomes a month, which becomes they never go to your site anymore. Whereas they're still going to Drive-Thru RPG and being exposed to all these new artists. But again, I feel literally like I got a slap in the face. I got shoved out the front door. The door was slammed shut behind me. I hear the lock rattle, and I hear someone from inside yell, "Come back when you got real money, kid." So, as stated though in the email, I honestly don't think you intended to do this. I think you meant to do it good, but for the type of person and the type of situation, I have been soured on you and your products entirely. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing the game books. I uninstalled all of the Demons and Dungeoneers thing because I honestly, still, go buy the products where you can. Support the person. They deserve it, but with everything there, the Patreon turned off the interest. Moving off the site and doing all the other things just soured me entirely. But that doesn't mean it has to sour anybody else. Yay! Just wanted to mention that. Now though, on the other hand, where I'm not just bitching, moaning, and whining about things, I did break out my slow cooker yesterday. Now, this is a joke. Crock pot buying crock pot. The crock pot's fine. This is a joke. They have a couple recipes at the very back that are actual recipes. But generally when they're talking about, here's how you do this, here's how you cook potatoes, and it's generally throw some potatoes in there, throw some juice in there, turn it on for a few hours, and they'll be delicious. They don't do anything past that, nor is there anything in the recipe telling you how to do that. It's just, they tell you in the vaguest of terms how to do something, and then on to the next thing. So, I've been searching up recipes online for some things. The biggest thing that everybody's talked about this one since forever, and if you'll notice online, and if you haven't heard about it, here we go, is the recipe websites. If you look up recipes online, is you'll get an entire Wikipedia article about something you don't care about, with intense family, details that are like the histories that are just disturbing when you think about it, and then it all boils down to the 4-paragraph recipe for the food item after the great American novel's worth of scrolling. So that sucks. But it seems to have been, because I'm a reductivist, minimalist kind of person, it seems to boil down to crock pot cooking is throw all the hard parts into your pot first, throw in your seasonings, throw in the juice, cook it for a few hours. There's really nothing more complicated past that. Just throw in the hard parts, throw in the flavors, throw in some juice, because it'll get dry otherwise, and let it cook for a few hours. So I'm going to be going to the store. I'm going to be purchasing some potatoes, and I'm going to cook up some potatoes in the crock pot thingy. Probably not today because well, I mean, it's 101, so maybe. It's hard to say. And you don't cook potatoes for like 8 hours, 3 hours probably. So I'm gonna get some like chicken broth or beef broth or something like that. You know, where they run a chicken into a grinder and then out the other side comes juice. Yum. So I'm gonna get some broth, some potatoes, and then try washing and chopping up some potatoes to pop into the slow cooker and then slow cook. And I mentioned this to my sister because I talked about this yesterday. I had put dill into my rice cooker as a new spice on top of all the other things, which is 2 parts of mild rice vinegar, 1 part of medium rice vinegar, some soy sauce, some Tabasco, minced garlic, ginger, and then on top of this, when it starts to bubble and things are starting to, you know, the water is starting to soak in the rice, is when I throw in sweet basil, rosemary, thyme. Oh yeah, I've also been tossing in onion powder, but then I added in dill. And I'd mentioned how I think I had put in too much because while not smelling like a dill pickle, you could really smell possibly more dill than was good on it. So I was like, ah. But the thing about cooking, especially like just like this, is if it ain't any good, throw it out and do it again. But when I tried it, oh my God. I have not made a bad decision yet. The smell of the dill seemed like it would have been too much. The actual taste of the dill with everything else was perfect, beautiful. So thumbs up on that. I have been pretty lucky here making up stuff, and I know one day I'm going to get things that aren't good, but yeah, it's, I mean, I have to go back to the curry thing, but so far and when I say I put in soy sauce, I don't just put in, you know, a couple drops. I put in enough that it colors the water that it's going to be soaking in and soaking up. And then when I put in Tabasco, it's, you know, good 7 shakes of the bottle. And when I'm putting in the minced garlic, that's a good 26 shakes of the bottle to get that garlic in. And the onion powder, it's not a huge amount, but it shake to get it in there. And the ginger, oh, we got to make sure there's enough. So, yeah, it's good stuff. If you can, get a rice cooker, experiment. I put in a little too little water, but you know what? It wasn't a bad thing. All it did was make the rice easier to chunk apart. They didn't clump, so they were individual flakes. So if you like that, using slightly less water, of course, but I'm the kind of person that I like it a little bit more clumpy or a little more sticky, so I use a little more water. But yeah. Oh my God, I've got rice in there. I won't have rice in there soon. Thumbs up on that. But yeah, past that, I have not been doing much. I have been getting tired in the evening. Whether or not I'm actually sleepy, I get tired. And then sometimes get sleepy and tired in the afternoon, which I can't just go to bed or take a great big old nap, or I have sleeping problems already. So if I get all of my sleep accidentally in the afternoon, I'm going to be wide awake all night. I need to set alarms to sleep for like no more than 20 minutes. 40 if you consider awake time and fall asleep time. Fall asleep time and waking up time at the end of the nap. But that's starting to stretch it. Anything more than that, I fall into an actual sleep, if I can fall asleep. Otherwise, I'm just, yeah. So thumbs up. been doing my best to think about creative stuff, working on the one setting, working on my game setting. One big thing I am hoping to get done on a video like tonight, if nothing else, is, well, I still got to do the Fallout thing, so soon, is I want to do the making up my character and showing off how the mechanics work on the system that I'm using. One thing that I kind of would like to get is the mapping game for D100 Dungeon, because maps on that are intense. And when I say intense, I mean everything comes off charts. But that cuts it down a bit. You don't have to roll to see what the room is going to be. You reach into whatever container you have and pull out the tile. And the tiles still have the colors, still have the shapes, just like it was all out of the book. It's just that you draw a tile for it and you set a tile down on the table instead of having to mark it down on paper. Now, of course, he says, mark your map down on paper before you take it down for a day. So you still gotta map it. But at first, it's everything is there. And there's gold and there's all sorts of little things to use. So next paycheck might do that. Big thing about that, though, is I can get some Iron Helm supplements that add adventure stuff and things for like $8 a pack. Or I could spend like, I can't remember what it is. Well, let's call it $40 for whatever it was I was talking about the other thing. I could spend $40 on that and get one thing, however needed it is, or I can get like 5 things of the other thing, or 1 or 2 packs and another game entirely. So I don't just have to balance cost. It's cost versus value. So thumbs up on that. I do still want to show off and play a bunch of the games that I got, because I got a ton of games that I want to play. I still want to do other games that people aren't playing, because again, even in the solo RPG market, it's kind of like the game market, video game market on YouTube, and that everybody does the popular games on YouTube because that's what people are going to watch. And in the solo market as well, that follows. Carnathalis is a game that people are very interested in right now. There's a lot of channels playing Carnathalis, and when I say a lot, I mean like 2 or 3. So if I did a Carnathalis game, suddenly I'm just one of the bunch in a small niche area, but still just one of the bunch. Whereas when you play a smaller game that no one's really heard of, yeah, no one ever watches the video, because who's gonna ever think of looking for that game? But if they ever do, you're there. Well, anyway, I have nothing else to talk about. I was looking around to see if there was anything fascinating that I could show you, and no, my life is boring and dull. I am just a 61-year-old white boy with don't know nothing. And when I say white boy, I know I'm old. I'm not trying to cling to any non-existent youth. I am just, it's more of the dismissive term for white man, is what I mean by white boy. So, but I am just a 61-year-old, I'll go with that, 61-year-old white man what don't know nothing. And it's true. So thumbs up for that. But then, none of us knows anything. Which is the thing I want to talk about, though. About the models that they've got for consciousness. Except I'm going to have to do that another day. So, if you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. It is appreciated to know. And without your help, it would suck, because I got situations like this that occur. It's not going to cost me money. That was just a joke, because that did happen, so. But your help is appreciated. It makes me into a slightly hurting monkey instead of a badly hurting monkey. Thank you so much. It is appreciated. I would put your names up here, but until I can, remember, you are beautiful and awesome. Definitely a thumbs up on that. For everybody that leaves me a comment, thank you. It is appreciated to no end. I read as many comments as YouTube lets me know are there. I thumbs up each one. I heart the ones that it won't let me thumbs up, because sometimes that happens too. And I answer as many as... Excuse me, I was turned organic there. Burped in the middle of that. I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, but which isn't many. But each and every one that YouTube shows me is appreciated. So thumbs up and thank you. And remember, of course, if you try to get something done on any of these days and you can't, and it's something that you're trying to get done and you're beating yourself up for it, please do not do that. Beating yourself up for it is not going to help, because if it did help, you would have already done the thing you're beating yourself up for. All you're doing when you beat yourself up is beat yourself up. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Apparently, I'm now going on to longer vlogging, so if you watch these to the end, if you could type yellow mustard into the comments to let both me and the YouTube algorithm know that you watch these longer things. So thumbs up and thank you. I'm just going to hit the stop recording button now. Thank you for watching.